Morning everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Sk and I'm a dairy farmer from Saskatchewan, Canada. This week we're doing our barley silage, which is our biggest harvest of the year. You can see we got our chopper behind us here. I'm just putting an inoculant in the chopper before we get going this morning. You guys might also notice we have our Bueller Versatile in front of the chopper instead of our MX285. And that is of course because well, that MX285 is experiencing a PTO problem, probably electrical, but for some reason, I just have not been able to engage that PTO consistently and reliably, so we had to switch the tractors up. But that's okay, I like this tractor, it's got GPS auto steer. Anyway, we're gonna get the inoculant in the chopper. This is our tote for the inoculant. And basically what it does is it's a preservative for the feed, and it slowly drips it on as I'm blasting that silage into the truck. And it just helps the silage ferment better. 2 5-gallon bales, fill them up with 10 liters of water each. So you got a 500-ton bag, and that basically means this little bag needs to be spread out over 500 tons of silage. I'm just gonna dump it in here and mix it up good. Get it all in there. So just like that, we got the inoculant in the applicator, and there's a little pump in here which slowly drips it through a line onto the crop. All of it goes through here. You can open this thing up. That's how the pump works. It just rotates, and that's a soft rubber hose. Last thing I got to do before we head out to the field, of course, is get myself a cup of coffee. Grease is ready to go. So we started chopping. You guys can see we've already covered quite a few acres. I think we're pushing 400 acres now at this point. The crop right along the tree line here is always incredibly good in these dry years. Chopper's been doing good. We did put some metal through it on the first day that we were chopping. Super unfortunate, but Brent got that thing put back together, and we were only down for like 2 hours because of it, so shout out to him for that. Definitely a lot of work goes into it every time I pick up a piece of metal. Obviously, this chopper does not have a metal detector, and that's one of the most unfortunate things about this JF stall. Some of them do have it, some of them don't. I think at one point they were just trying to put these things out as quickly as possible because they just couldn't make enough. So they didn't put the metal detector on. This stuff is also looking super green. It's on the early side, but a lot of our crop is just drying out in the middle of the fields that aren't nicely along the tree line here. The crop was just starting to dry out and die, so we had to get going. It's been another really dry year out here, but we've been thinking we're around 5.5 tons per acre on the better fields here. So we have a section 600 acres or so of croppable land, and that's doing about 5.5 tons per acre. We had some drier stuff do about 2, so, but the majority is this better stuff, so that's good. So I'm actually happy to be driving the Versatile because it has this right here, the GPS auto steer. And you might say, oh, who cares? But if you're driving up and down the field for 14 hours a day, it's pretty nice to have. It allows you to focus more on the chopper. I don't need to be looking ahead as much. And it just makes my job a lot easier. Literally, I say it literally takes half of my job away. First load of the day. I just want to quickly show you guys the crop. This is not an accurate representation of what we've been chopping this year. This stuff is just looking phenomenal. The variety of barley that we are chopping is called Advantage, and it is a 6-row barley. It's a forage barley, so it's got the smooth ons. Should be better for cow feed. You know, you got the rough on and the smooth on barley. We opt for smooth on. We think we'll see less problems in the cows feeding it out. Yeah, that's our chopper setup. Dennis is coming, so I better get back in the tractor. Okay, it's lunchtime. Mom's setting up food over there with Miriam, and we're all parked up here in the field. I do have to sharpen the knives every lunchtime, so we'll get that done. See what Mom made for lunch today. So that's one thing that's different with this Versatile versus the MX285. We gotta fuel this tractor up once in the middle of the day. It does not have a big enough fuel tank to make it the whole day without being fueled up. So that's what Dad's doing here. Going? So we're just getting the knife sharpened up there. They always do get pretty dull by lunch. I can feel it every time I sharpen them, and helps me fill trucks a lot quicker. I'd probably fill them a minute quicker than right before sharpening them before lunch here. So we got the grindstone. It's attached to this bar right here. Pull it back, push it back in. Every time I spin it, it goes a little bit closer to the knives, and that's how we sharpen this thing. So works good. We put a new grindstone on there yesterday, so it was pretty aggressive there. See what our knives are looking like. Beauty. So yeah, this is the first load after lunch, and I'm easily going a gear faster. It's going smooth. It's our load card for barley silage this year so far. Looking pretty good. Bit of cow feed on there. So we got quite a few trees in these fields over here on the section. I think there's a total of 4 tree rows and then a couple of bluffs. So they do kind of get in the way sometimes. It's a little annoying, but it is nice to have the wildlife. Like this morning we saw a mom moose with her calf running through the field. We might have seen 2 pairs, but 1 for sure. And that sort of thing's just nice to keep a few trees on the land. I know I show some videos of us cutting them down sometimes, but we leave a lot of bluffs in the fields and a lot of areas for wildlife to hang out. There's a ton of deer, and we also planted that 10-acre piece of spruce trees right behind the yard. So I always think it's funny when we see comments of people being like, oh, don't cut those 3 trees down. We have a lot of trees for a lot of wildlife. Let's put it that way. And it would be a heck of a lot more convenient for us just to cut them all down and farm everything square, a bunch of big blocks. But we just like to keep a few trees around for the bit of wildlife that's still out here. Plug the chopper. So I'm just reversing it right now. Yeah, no, we definitely broke a shear bolt there. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sure there was a stick or something in there. No, nothing. So yeah, my reverser isn't working at all, so... Oh, that's buggered up.
Didn't even go, did it?
No, shear bolt.
Oh.
I think. Yeah. Big chunk of wood.
Oh, look at that. That's why.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
There's some wood in there.
Yeah. Sheet.
I wondered if you pick up a tree along here.
Yeah. I want, yeah.
It's so nice of Neline to leave that in here for us.
Yeah. Real thanks.
So yeah, this big hunk of wood went in there, right on the trees, and shear bolt just broke.
That's not a little guy.
Oh, that's a big one. Sucker.
Yeah.
Well, something had to knock us off a schedule. You're leaving tomorrow, so now we won't get these fields done.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well.
Milwaukee thing.
Do you think that'll help?
What's that?
A little
Well,
Milwaukee chainsaw?
Yeah.
Just a chainsaw, yeah.
Just
Right?
then he could cut it there. I don't think this moves it.
At least
Yeah.
some of it can lose. It's kind of stuck in there.
We just cut it right in front of the feed roll, and then hopefully we can get it out.
You want me to climb up there?
Like it's stuck here, eh? That's the thing.
here.
Yeah. That's.
That other piece is still stuck, but we have to do it
That's one.
another way. That's good, Ari.
Figured I'd climb up in the box of the truck here. See what kind of carnage it put in. Oh, wood chips. It's a good way to make bedding, I guess. Quite a bit. Got her back up and going. You know, just like that, you lose an hour and kills your whole flow, but we're lucky to get it back going. And hopefully we can hammer out a few more acres today. Like I say, I think that took about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So, up and running again though. chopping, it's only about 7. Usually we go till 8. We just stopped chopping though for supper. Had a couple sandwiches, really good. But we're heading back to the yard now. This thing is making quite a gnarly sound, and it sounds like something from that wood that we just pulled out. It's having a bigger impact than we thought, and it's just making too much noise. So we gotta open it up in the shop. We have to do that in at the farm there, because that spout is so heavy. It's so tough to lift back up if you drop it in the field. So back to the shop it is, which is fine, because we are gonna have a little bit of extra time this evening to put plastic on the pile. We got a lot of silage to cover. I believe, you know, we're probably pushing 300 loads in the pile right now, so that's a lot of tires to throw, so it's always nice to have a little bit of extra time to do that. Just a couple of quick facts. I always get a ton of questions on every video, but some silaging questions. How many tons of feed do you feed a year? We calculate roughly 7,000 tons is what we try to put up. How many tons an acre are we getting from this crop? Well, this one right here, we're doing close to 5.5. And some previous stuff that we chopped was doing only 2. So the majority is tonning out better though, so that's good. How many trucks can I send to the pile in an hour? In a really good crop that's really smooth, the swath needs to be smooth as well. I can send 12 loads to the silage pit in an hour, so that's ideal. Usually it's closer to 9 or 10 loads per hour. We can do 1,000 tons in a day, and we usually run with 3 trucks. If we're really close to the yard, we can run with 2. It just depends how far we're driving to get back to the yard, and then you need more trucks to keep the chopper going. Anyway, we're heading back to the yard now, see if we can get this thing going for tomorrow morning. We're at the pile now. Gonna throw some tires. It's pretty close to full. If we had 0 breakdowns from the moment we started, it definitely would have been full now. Probably been down for 5 or 6 hours total. Lots of tires.
Can I just get hit in the head? Maybe I'm not coming back either. I don't know.
I give you a call at 7.
Okay.
Where you standing?
Well, it's about half of this pile covered. Hopefully we can finish the rest tomorrow. Nice pile, dude. Hoorah. Oh, you got her all fixed up? Chopper's all back together. Give it the evening sharpening here.